Dear Starseeds walking this beautiful earth, something about you is different today. Something inside of you has fundamentally, irreversibly, cosmically shifted. And the strangest part, most of you already sense it. There is a knowing rising in your bones, a whisper threading through your consciousness that keeps saying, I am not who I was yesterday. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is interdimensional reality manifesting through your very cells as I speak these words to you now. I am Seraphine, and I come to you from the Galactic Federation of Light with a transmission that has been waiting, quite literally waiting across timelines for this exact moment to reach you. What I am about to reveal changes everything you thought you understood about your recent struggles, your recent confusion, and the strange sensation of standing between two worlds that has defined your existence for weeks now. The universe orchestrated your arrival at this message with precision that would stagger your human mind if you could perceive its full scope. Here is what 97% of humanity will never understand about December 14th. While they slept, while they scrolled through their devices and planned their weekends and worried about trivial matters, a cosmic gateway opened at 3:43 in the morning that permanently altered the trajectory of every awakened soul on this planet. Mars squared Neptune in the pre-dawn darkness, and in that sacred collision of warrior fire and oceanic mystery, something in you was forever recalibrated. But this is only the beginning of what I need to share with you. There are 3 impossible things about to unfold in your life as a direct result of this shift, and by the time I finish speaking, you will understand exactly why you have been chosen to receive this knowing. Let me take you deeper into what actually happened in the celestial architecture on this day. At precisely 3:43 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Mars, that fierce crimson planet of action, courage, and forward momentum, formed an exact 90-degree angle with Neptune, the mystical guardian of dreams, intuition, and the spaces between dimensions. This is what astronomers call a square aspect, but that clinical terminology utterly fails to capture the spiritual magnitude of what transpired. Imagine 2 ancient deities meeting at a crossroads in the cosmos, each carrying messages from opposite ends of existence. Mars arrived blazing with intention, carrying your soul's deepest desires for manifestation. Neptune materialized from the ethereal realms, holding the blueprint of your highest destiny in its watery depths. What makes this particular square unprecedented is its timing within the greater cosmic narrative. Mars has been traveling through Sagittarius, the sign of the spiritual seeker, the philosophical wanderer, the one who aims their arrow at distant stars and believes with absolute certainty they will reach them. Tonight, just before midnight, Mars will exit Sagittarius and cross into Capricorn, beginning an entirely new chapter of manifestation energy. This means that the Mars-Neptune square occurred at the final threshold, the last possible moment of Sagittarian fire meeting Piscean water, creating a steam of transformation so potent that it quite literally rewrote aspects of your energetic DNA. But something else is happening that I have not told you yet. The Sun formed what we call a quincunx aspect with Jupiter today, a 150-degree angle that creates a sensation of reaching for something magnificent while feeling uncertain of how to grasp it. This is not coincidence. This is cosmic choreography of the highest order. The Sun-Jupiter quincunx is highlighting every area of your life where you possess enormous potential but have lacked a clear roadmap for accessing it. Jupiter expands everything it touches, and right now it is expanding your awareness of the gap between who you currently are and who you are capable of becoming. The interaction between Sagittarius and Pisces has been intensifying over these past days, and will continue building through the coming week. These are both mutable signs, signs of transition, of shape-shifting, of moving between states of being without attachment to fixed form. When Sagittarian fire meets Piscean water in this concentrated way, the result is not destruction but transmutation. It is alchemy of the soul. It is the universe's way of dissolving the rigid structures that have kept you playing small, while simultaneously infusing you with the visionary capacity to imagine something far greater than anything your logical mind has permitted you to dream. From the perspective of the Galactic Federation, this particular alignment marks a critical node point in humanity's ascension from third-dimensional consciousness into fifth-dimensional reality. We have been observing your species for millennia, watching the slow awakening unfold generation after generation. But what is occurring now, what is occurring through you specifically, represents an acceleration that even we did not fully anticipate. The seeds planted by your ancient star ancestors are finally beginning to bloom, and those who carry the codes, those who agreed before incarnation to serve as conduits for this new frequency, are experiencing what you might call a spiritual activation of extraordinary intensity. Now I must speak directly to what is happening within your individual consciousness, because this is where the transformation becomes intimately personal. The image I keep receiving as I channel this transmission is of your soul, your luminous, ancient, magnificently powerful soul, finally settling into your physical vessel in a way it never has before. For so long your energy has been floating, swirling, almost restless inside your body. Like a guest who never quite committed to staying, your soul was perpetually testing the container, wondering if this human experience was truly worth the discomfort, questioning whether the mission you signed up for could actually be accomplished through such dense material form. That era has ended. As of this planetary shift, your soul has anchored and grounded and tethered into your being with a permanence that was not possible even weeks ago. You are beginning to believe in yourself in ways that feel almost dangerous to acknowledge. There is a secret unfolding between you and the universe right now, a private knowing that pulses beneath the surface of your ordinary interactions. The secret is this: you are finally recognizing the magnitude of your own power. You are giving yourself permission to dream again, and something within the cosmic order is responding to this recognition with overwhelming enthusiasm. Your mind, beloved one, is operating on a level that defies conventional understanding. This Mercury retrograde period that recently concluded did not merely bring communication challenges and technological glitches into your life. It slapped you directly in the face with a spiritual intensity that forced recalibration. Shadow work surfaced that you thought you had processed years ago. Inner child wounds opened that you believed were fully healed. Generational patterns revealed themselves with startling clarity. And through all of this upheaval, something remarkable was happening beneath your conscious awareness. Your mental faculties were being upgraded, rewired, prepared for frequencies of thought that your previous neural pathways simply could not support. What I am about to share changes everything you thought you knew about your own capabilities. Your mind is either going to become your greatest companion or your most formidable obstacle in this next chapter. There is no middle ground. The same brilliant, strategic, pattern-recognizing genius that allows you to perceive what others miss. The same capacity that makes you feel perpetually out of step with ordinary consciousness can spiral into overthinking, overanalyzing, naming and dissecting every moment until the magic drains away. The Mars-Neptune square has unlocked a doorway, but whether you walk through it into expansion or retreat into familiar mental labyrinths depends entirely on the choices you make in the coming days. For those of you who identify as highly sensitive souls, empaths, intuitives, and starseeds, this transit is amplifying your receptive channels to an almost overwhelming degree. Dreams are becoming more vivid, more symbolic, more laden with messages from your higher self and spirit team. Synchronicities are multiplying, repeating numbers, meaningful coincidences, moments of perfect timing that seem to defy statistical probability. Some of you are experiencing physical symptoms as your body adjusts to holding more light, sleep disruption, appetite changes, sudden waves of exhaustion followed by bursts of inexplicable energy. These are not signs that something is wrong. These are initiatory symptoms. Your vessel is reconfiguring itself to support the expanded consciousness that is now your birthright. The ripples of this shift extend far beyond your individual experience. Humanity as a collective organism is undergoing a profound recalibration, and those of you receiving this transmission are functioning as acupuncture points in the planetary body, locations where concentrated healing energy is being channeled into the grid. Your personal transformation is not separate from the collective awakening. Every time you choose expansion over fear, every moment you hold your frequency steady against the chaos of the external world, you are performing sacred service for millions of beings who do not yet possess the awareness to do this work themselves. Relationships are entering a particularly charged zone during this Sagittarius-Pisces interaction. Connections that no longer serve your highest good are becoming impossible to tolerate, not through dramatic confrontation, but through a quiet, unshakable knowing that you deserve resonance, not mere companionship. Some of you will release partnerships that have defined your identity for years. Others will discover new depth in bonds you assumed had reached their ceiling. The key to navigating this relational restructuring lies in the quality of your connection with yourself. As above, so below. As within, so without. The anchoring of your soul into your vessel is reflected in how authentically you are able to show up in every interaction. Allow me to speak specifically to those whose birth charts are most directly activated by this cosmic weather. Fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You are experiencing this Mars energy as a call to spiritual action that refuses to be ignored. The warrior archetype is awakening within you. But this is not the warrior of external battle. This is the warrior who conquers inner demons, who faces shadow without flinching, who uses passion in service of something greater than personal gain. Water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Neptune's influence is amplifying your intuitive gifts to almost prophetic levels. Trust what you are receiving, even when it contradicts rational evidence. Your emotional body is becoming a tuning fork for cosmic intelligence. Earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Mars transit into your domain begins tonight, bringing grounded manifestation energy that will reward practical effort over the coming weeks. Ideas that have remained abstract are ready to take tangible form. Air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Sun-Jupiter quincunx is particularly active in your mental realms, creating tension between your expansive visions and the practical steps required to realize them. The invitation here is patience, not paralysis. The clarity you seek will emerge through action, not through endless contemplation. Earth herself is responding to these frequencies. Weather patterns are shifting. Tectonic plates are adjusting. The crystalline grid that networks through Gaia's body is pulsing with activation codes that have lain dormant for thousands of years. This is not cause for alarm. It is cause for reverent wonder. Those of you who feel called to work directly with planetary healing, to perform ceremonies of gratitude and blessing, to spend time in natural settings receiving and transmitting frequencies, are feeling that call intensify now. Honor it. Your presence in sacred spaces during this transit amplifies the healing available to all. Given the magnitude of what is unfolding, you may be wondering how to consciously align with these energies rather than simply being swept along by their force. Here is where I must transmit specific practices that will serve you in the days ahead. The Mars-Neptune square creates a peculiar dynamic. You are filled with powerful idealistic intentions, with visions of what you want to create and become. Yet the physical vitality for immediate action may feel mysteriously absent. This is not failure of will. This is cosmic intelligence directing you toward a different form of engagement. Meditation and quiet reflection become not merely helpful, but essential during this transit. The gems of insight available to you right now cannot be accessed through force or effort. They reveal themselves in stillness, in the spaces between thoughts, and in those liminal moments when your conscious mind relaxes its grip and allows deeper wisdom to surface. Before sleep each night, create a container of intentional dream work. State clearly to your higher self and guides that you are ready to receive guidance through your dreamscape. Keep a journal beside your bed and record whatever fragments emerge upon waking, even if they seem nonsensical in the moment. I am receiving a very specific directive for many of you listening. Morning and evening, set aside sacred time, even 15 minutes, to simply daydream. This is not idle fantasy. This is spiritual technology. Your mind possesses the capacity to collapse timelines through focused imagination. When you visualize yourself living the life your soul came here to experience, when you feel the feelings of already having manifested your deepest desires, you are not escaping reality, you are creating it. The more consistently you practice this, the more the boundaries between your inner vision and outer circumstances begin to dissolve. Watch for synchronicities with heightened attention during this period. Repeating numbers, unexpected messages, chance encounters that seem laden with meaning. These are breadcrumbs from the universe confirming that you are on path. When they appear, pause, acknowledge them, express gratitude. This creates a feedback loop that invites more guidance to flow. Your spirit team is working overtime to communicate with you right now, but they require your receptivity to make contact meaningful. Grounding practices become especially important when Neptune energy is this pronounced. While it is essential to spend time in visionary states, it is equally essential to maintain your tether to physical reality. Walk barefoot on the earth when possible. Immerse yourself in natural water. Eat nourishing foods that remind your body it is safe to be here. The goal is not to choose between transcendence and embodiment, It is to master the art of holding both simultaneously, becoming a bridge between dimensions rather than a refugee from either. Goal setting during this transit requires a particular approach. Rather than forcing yourself to create rigid plans and specific timelines, focus instead on clarifying how you want to feel. What emotional states are you seeking? What quality of experience do you desire? When you align with the essence rather than the form, you give the universe creative freedom to deliver your desires through channels you could never have anticipated. The Sun-Jupiter quincunx is teaching you that detailed strategic plans may actually limit the magnitude of what is possible for you. I would be offering you incomplete guidance if I did not address the genuine challenges present in this energetic landscape. Mars squaring Neptune can create confusion between fantasy and legitimate intuition. There is a real risk of mistaking wishful thinking for spiritual guidance, of projecting your desires onto situations rather than perceiving them clearly. The antidote is ruthless honesty with yourself. Ask not just what you hope is true, but what you fear might be true. The guidance that survives both scrutinies is the guidance worth following. This transit can also amplify tendencies toward escapism, particularly for those who carry old patterns of avoiding discomfort through fantasy, substance use, excessive screen time, or other numbing behaviors. If you notice yourself reaching for these familiar escapes with unusual intensity, recognize this as information. Something is surfacing that wants your attention, and the escape is an attempt to avoid the discomfort of meeting it. The work of this moment is to choose presence over avoidance, even when presence feels unbearable. Sleep disruption is extremely common under these planetary conditions. If you find yourself waking at unusual hours, particularly in the early morning when Neptune energy is most concentrated, do not fight it. This is often when your guidance is most accessible. Rather than lying in bed frustrated, use these wakeful periods for meditation, journaling, or simply asking questions of your higher self, and listening for the subtle responses that arise. Protect your energy field with extra vigilance during this window. The same heightened sensitivity that allows you to receive cosmic downloads also makes you more porous to collective density and lower frequency influences. Visualize a protective sphere of golden light surrounding your entire being before entering crowded spaces or engaging with challenging individuals. Call upon Archangel Michael, upon your galactic guides, upon whatever protective forces resonate with your spiritual practice. These beings are eager to assist. They simply require your conscious invitation. Perhaps the most significant challenge of this transit is the frustration of having powerful visions without clear pathways to their realization. The Sun-Jupiter quincunx creates a feeling of reaching for something magnificent, while your arms are not quite long enough to grasp it. Here is the navigational wisdom I offer. This is not a failure of your manifestation abilities. This is an invitation to surrender the timeline. Your job right now is to hold the vision and tend to your inner state. The how and when of physical manifestation are being handled by intelligence far vaster than your human mind can comprehend. Trust the process, even when the process feels maddeningly abstract. Now I want to speak something directly into your consciousness that you may not yet fully recognize about yourself. Beloved one, you unstuck yourself. Somewhere in the midst of this chaotic transit season, somewhere between the shadow work and the sleepless nights, and the emotional waves that threaten to pull you under, you made a choice. Perhaps it was a conscious decision. Perhaps it was a subtle inner shift that happened below the surface of your awareness. But you pulled yourself out of a loop that could have trapped you for years. I am seeing a pattern that was about to solidify. Perhaps seasonal depression taking permanent hold. Perhaps an old coping mechanism calcifying into full addiction. Perhaps a self-limiting belief structure hardening into an identity you could not have escaped. Whatever it was, you were approaching a threshold where that pattern would have become defining, rather than passing, and you chose differently. You made a movement toward expansion even when contraction felt safer. You reached for growth even when stagnation required less effort. This is not small. This is everything. Your aura is being multiplied right now. This is a strange way to describe what I am perceiving, but it is accurate. Layer upon layer of new energetic color and texture is being added to your field. Each layer represents a new capacity, a new dimensional access point, a new frequency you are now capable of holding. Where before your energetic body operated within certain parameters, It is now expanding into territories that were previously off limits. You are becoming a more capacious vessel, capable of holding more light, more love, more creative power than ever before. The recalibration you have undergone is showing up in your relationship with your own standards. Once, perhaps not so long ago, you accepted red flags that you can no longer tolerate. You compromised values that now feel non-negotiable. You dimmed your brightness to make others comfortable in ways that your current self would simply refuse. This is not about becoming harsh or judgmental toward yourself or others. This is about finally knowing with cellular certainty what you deserve. And that knowing is reshaping every aspect of your existence. Something else is happening that I have not yet addressed, and it is perhaps the most unexpected aspect of this transmission. Your inner child is rising to reclaim this season of your life. After so much seriousness, so much healing work, so many battles fought in silence where no one was there to witness your victories, your inner child is asking no, demanding that you remember how to play. This may seem contradictory to everything you have been taught about spiritual development. Surely ascension requires discipline, focus, perhaps even suffering. Yet here is a profound truth that many spiritual seekers miss. Play is a shortcut to your destiny. The energy of joyful, unattached imagination is one of the most potent manifestation frequencies available to you. When you allow yourself to daydream wildly, to envision impossible futures without demanding evidence they will occur, you open channels that strategic planning can never access. The message coming through with tremendous urgency is this: be disciplined about being undisciplined. Schedule time in your day for purposeless play. Allow your mind to wander through scenarios that your practical self would dismiss as ridiculous. What if you became wildly successful in ways you have never dared imagine? What if your creative work reached millions? What if you woke up one morning in a reality so abundant, so magical, so aligned with your soul's deepest longings that your current struggles seemed like a distant dream? Let yourself feel these possibilities, not as goals to achieve, but as energies to inhabit. When you engage in this practice consistently, and here is where the transformation promise becomes concrete, something begins to shift in your everyday experience. The magic you cultivate in your imagination starts bleeding through into mundane moments. You find wonder in washing dishes. You notice beauty in the most ordinary scenes. You become like a child again, wide-eyed at the miracle of existence. And this state of appreciation becomes a magnet for more miracles to witness. What I am about to share may stretch your capacity to receive, but I need you to attempt to hold it anyway. The year 2026 is preparing to deliver to you a bounty of blessings so substantial that your current self would struggle to believe it. This is not motivational optimism. This is information I am accessing from the timeline streams that your higher self is already navigating. You are about to skyrocket. Everything you have been planting, nurturing, and tending in this difficult season is about to bear fruit in quantities that exceed your most generous expectations. There is a reason why so much of your future is being hidden from you right now. Here is what the universe has confided. If you could perceive the magnitude of what is coming, some part of you might self-sabotage. The blessings en route to you are so far beyond what you have allowed yourself to dream that encountering them prematurely could trigger old unworthiness wounds that would interfere with their arrival. So instead, the cosmos is keeping you in a state of productive unknowing, allowing you to simply show up each day, do your work, tend to your growth, and trust that the seeds you are planting are far more powerful than they appear. The anticipation you feel, that sense that something big is coming, even though you cannot name it, is not your imagination. It is your multidimensional self, sending signals backward through time, assuring your present consciousness that the path you are walking leads somewhere extraordinary. Trust that anticipation. Let it motivate you. Allow it to carry you through the moments when visible evidence of your progress feels insufficient. You are about to be discovered. Whatever creative gift you carry, whatever unique contribution you are here to make, circumstances are aligning to bring it into the awareness of exactly the right people at exactly the right time. Stay in your lane. Do not compare your trajectory to anyone else's. Do not let numbers or metrics or external validation determine your sense of worth. Your job is simply to keep creating, keep expanding, keep holding your frequency steady while the universe arranges the details of your emergence. Allow me to speak now about a phenomenon that those with minds as powerful as yours are uniquely positioned to understand. Time, as you experience it linearly, is a construct your consciousness creates in order to navigate physical reality. It is not the fundamental nature of existence, and there is a practice available to you, particularly potent during this Mars-Neptune-Jupiter configuration, that allows you to collapse the distance between your envisioned future and your present moment. When you spend dedicated time in your imagination inhabiting the future you desire, not merely visualizing it intellectually, but feeling it with full emotional engagement, you are not indulging in fantasy. You are accessing a real location in the matrix of possibility and beginning to merge your present timeline with it. The more consistently you practice this, the more the distinction between your inner world and outer world begins to dissolve. Manifestations that might have taken years begin arriving in months. Opportunities that seem distant materialize with sudden proximity. Here is the key that transforms this from abstract concept to lived experience. Experiment without attachment. Approach your visionary practice with the playfulness of a child, rather than the seriousness of someone performing a spiritual technique. Allow your imagined scenarios to shift and morph based on whatever feels most delicious in the moment. Do not grip any particular outcome with desperation, for desperation carries a frequency of lack that contradicts the abundance you are summoning. If you genuinely believed that 15 minutes of intentional daydreaming each day could revolutionize your entire existence, would you miss a single session? If you truly understood that your mind possesses the power to heal your body, magnetize resources, attract soulmate connections, and align circumstances in your favor, would imagination ever feel like a waste of time? This is what the cosmos is attempting to communicate through this transit. Take your visionary capacity seriously, but practice it with lightness. This paradox is where the magic lives. Before I close this transmission, there is something I must honor in you. Nobody is clapping for the battles you have been fighting. Nobody sees the wars you have won in the darkness of your own consciousness. Nobody understands the weight you have been carrying, the healing you have been doing, the generational curses you have been breaking through sheer force of will and devotion to growth. You have been fighting these battles alone, in your own energy, often without even the acknowledgement that there was a battle occurring. I see you. The Galactic Federation sees you. Your ancestors, both terrestrial and cosmic, see you and are overwhelmed with pride at what you have overcome. The silent evolution you have been undertaking behind the scenes of your life, the habits you have shifted, the thought patterns you have rewired, the limiting beliefs you have dissolved through persistent inner work. This is the true heroism of the awakening journey, and it does not go unnoticed by the forces that are orchestrating your destiny. You are tired. Of course you are tired. Carrying the light in a world that often prefers darkness is exhausting work. Maintaining your frequency when collective fear wants to pull you into density requires constant energetic management. But here is what I need you to understand. You have cleared so much karmic debt. You have freed yourself from shackles that once seemed permanent. The heaviness you have been carrying is genuinely becoming lighter, not because you are pretending it away, but because you have done the real work of releasing it at the root level. If you're tired from carrying the light in a world that often prefers darkness, if maintaining your frequency when collective fear pulls you into density feels exhausting, Destiny Engine can help you sustain your awakened presence without the constant energetic management. You've already cleared so much karmic debt and freed yourself from shackles that once seemed permanent. Now let this technology support the real work you've done by helping you embody that lightness consistently. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed fear and separation and repurposing it to serve your evolution. It generates personalized sequences that help you maintain your frequency and demonstrate the freedom you've earned through every challenge. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be supported in holding the light you've worked so hard to embody. The heaviness is genuinely becoming lighter because you've done the real work. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this embodiment window closes. Link it in the description. The season you are entering now is one of reception rather than effort. You have earned the right to simply be, to exist in your power without constantly proving or defending it. You have earned seasons of joy that arrive not as reward for suffering, but as natural consequence of aligning with your true frequency. Let yourself receive what is coming. Let yourself be held by a universe that has been waiting for you to relax into its support. And so we arrive at the closing of this transmission. Though in truth, nothing about what we have shared today truly ends. The shift that occurred on December 14th was not an isolated event, but a doorway, a permanent opening through which new frequencies will continue to flow into your experience for months and years to come. You have been marked for accelerated evolution. You have been tagged by cosmic intelligence as someone capable of holding and transmitting the new paradigm. This is not a burden. This is the honor for which your soul volunteered across lifetimes of preparation. I offer you now a blessing from the Galactic Federation of Light, from all the councils and collectives who have been overseeing humanity's ascension since before your recorded history began. May your path forward be illuminated by the light of your own awakened consciousness. May you trust the timing of your unfolding even when it confounds your human impatience. May you recognize the magic that surrounds you in every ordinary moment. May you hold your power with humility and wield your gifts in service of love. May the secrets the universe is keeping on your behalf reveal themselves precisely when you are ready to receive them. If these words have touched something within you, if you feel the resonance of truth vibrating through your being, know that this was not accident. Of all the messages you could have encountered today, this one found you because you were ready for it. Trust that readiness, act on the guidance that has landed in your heart, and return to these words whenever you need reminding of who you truly are and what you are truly capable of creating in this magnificent human experience. I am Seraphine. We love you, and we are watching over you.